Many people ask me, what's the benefit of still being single at the age of 50? For me, the biggest benefit is complete freedom in life. I can arrange my schedule however I want, wake up whenever I feel like it, and eat whenever I'm hungry. I don't need to prepare meals for family members, nor do I need to take on the responsibility of driving family members to work or sending kids to school. If I suddenly decide to take a trip, I only need to pack my own luggage and head out, without any ties. This lifestyle revolves entirely around my own feelings and needs. Since I am not burdened by family chores, I live in a very free state, able to focus all my energy on my life and work. Many young people in their 20s and 30s often worry, if I don't get married, will my life be miserable when I'm 50? Actually, there's no need to worry about that at all. I'm 50 now, single with no children, and I'm living a very comfortable life. It all depends on the choices you make for yourself. You need to ask yourself, what do I really want? This is not about persuading everyone to choose a single lifestyle, but rather encouraging people to make life decisions without marrying just for the sake of it. Don't marry just to marry, or settle for an unsuitable man simply because of societal pressure. Only by being true to your own heart and living the life you truly want can you find real happiness.
如果单身会孤独，一定是你不够爱自己。我今年44岁。
If you feel lonely being single, it means you haven't truly learned to love yourself. I am 44 years old this year, divorced, and currently single. I have my own car and house, and I am completely financially independent. Every day, I sleep until I naturally wake up, without worrying about anyone else's opinions or accommodating anyone else's schedule, living a completely selfish life. To be honest, this kind of life is really enjoyable. I don't reject or resent marriage and relationships, but if I were to get married simply because I'm getting older, or because of social pressure, that would be impossible. I would never form an unhappy family or go through an undeserved marriage just because of the mentality of good enough. To me, getting married is about pursuing happiness, and divorce is for the same reason. As for being single, it's about feeling inner satisfaction in every day spent alone, and I would never feel lonely just because I don't have a partner. If you feel lonely when you're single, then it must be because you haven't learned to enjoy your own company. If you can't even handle life by yourself, how can you manage a life with two people? When you want to accompany your family, you can do so. When you want to let yourself go crazy and be free, you can do that too. When you want to quietly clear your mind, you can do that without any worries. If you should get married, then get married. If you should stay single, then stay single. No matter what choices you make, life will always have some regrets. Instead of constantly planning and worrying, why not just choose to live a happier life? For women, independence of thought is courage, and financial independence is confidence. Instead of thinking about finding a partner, it's better to first focus on escaping poverty, because only wealth can truly give you a sense of security and confidence. In the end, the best therapist for you is the rich version of yourself.
很多朋友跟我说，一个人会很孤单的，还是要找一个伴。
Many of my friends tell me, you're already 49 years old, living alone will make you feel lonely, and they suggest that I should find a partner. But I want to say, even though I'm already 49, there are actually many benefits to living alone, especially the sense of freedom that comes with it, which is truly unparalleled. In the morning, I can sleep until I naturally wake up, without worrying about being disturbed by someone next to me. I can sleep as long as I want. I also don't need to worry about the condition of the bathroom. No one will splash water everywhere, and I won't have to see urine stains left on the toilet. When I want to exercise, I just need to change into workout clothes and can go downstairs for a run anytime, without needing to consult anyone or consider anyone else's schedule. For someone like me, I can even stay home and practice my instrument all day quietly, or spend an entire day copying Buddhist scriptures, living completely at my own pace. This feeling is really awesome. Perhaps the greatest benefit of living alone is that no one interrupts you, and all your time is entirely under your own control. I've become more and more accustomed to this lifestyle, and it even makes me unwilling to let anyone else enter my life. When I clean, the house is entirely up to my mood. If I feel like cleaning, I clean. If I don't, I don't. Eating alone is even more convenient and hassle-free. When I don't feel like cooking, I can order takeout. When I feel like cooking, I can easily prepare a simple meal, and it's done in one go. My current life is completely carefree, with no need to make any compromises to accommodate others. I don't have to please anyone, nor do I need to spend energy considering others' feelings. I just live according to my own mood. After all, life is only a few decades long, and the most important thing is to make yourself happy. Why should we wrong ourselves just to cater to others? So, sisters, even without men, we can still live exciting lives.
作为参考，就是单身女性的生活。现在内地很多女生准备这辈子就不结婚了。
I think the lifestyle of some single women in Taiwan can provide valuable reference for some people in the mainland, especially for those women who choose not to get married. In the mainland, more and more women have decided to stay single for life, but they still feel somewhat uncertain about the future. Compared to our parents' generation, the phenomenon of single women was not common in the past, so there aren't many lifestyles they can draw on. However, in Taiwan, as early as 30 or 40 years ago, many people had already started choosing not to get married. Therefore, in today's Taiwanese society, there are many single women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s who have chosen an independent way of living in their old age. Take my own observations as an example. In Taiwan, it's not uncommon to see single women over the age of 50. I can count at least more than 10 women around me. For example, among my neighbors, in just 24 households, there are at least 3 single women nearing retirement. Moreover, among my child's teachers, I know at least 2 who are single and about to retire. At my current workplace, in a small building with only a dozen or so households, there are 3 single women in their 60s, one of whom is already 72 years old and often asks me to help her with mobile phone issues. Furthermore, my husband's cousin was also single her whole life, and she passed away in her 60s. Through these examples, I've noticed some common characteristics among them. First of all, most of these single women own their own homes, whether they bought them themselves or acquired them in other ways. Secondly, when they were young, they often had stable jobs and incomes, which ensured their financial independence. Thirdly, most of them have siblings, and occasionally nieces or nephews visit them, while they also maintain a certain level of contact and care with their siblings. Lastly, they are very good at enriching their lives and maintaining a wide range of social activities. My neighbors and fellow residents almost have activities arranged every day, such as attending classes, social gatherings, and so on, ensuring that they don't stay home alone all the time. One neighbor, whom I know quite well, is the manager of this building and is already 65 years old. We've talked about how single women should plan for their old age, and she mentioned something I think is very important. No matter whether you decide to stay single or not, one of the most important things is to work hard and save money.
前几天我在网上看到有人问女人单身有什么好处。
I am 34 years old this year. A few days ago, I saw a question online. What are the benefits of a woman being single? If you ask me about the benefits of marriage for women, I might be at a loss for words. But if you ask me about the benefits of being single, well, that's truly endless. The biggest benefit is, one person eats their fill, and the whole family isn't hungry. Single life is simple and free. You earn money for yourself, with no one holding you back, living completely independently, making decisions quickly and decisively. There's no need to worry about cleaning the house. The bed doesn't need to be made every day. No one nags you, there's no one to argue with over trivial matters, and you won't shed any tears. Every penny of income is at your own disposal. You can spend money however you want, and you are the boss, spending without any worries. Don't ask me exactly how good it is to be single, but if you want me to say how good it is, it's truly that good. The biggest benefit of being single is you can be with whoever you want, with no emotional exhaustion, and no anxiety about appearances. You don't need to please anyone, there's no need to constantly tidy up the house, and you don't have to sweep the floor frequently. Do whatever you want. If you feel like chatting, you can always find friends to chat with. And if that's not enough, you can start a group chat and everyone can talk together. When cooking, if you want to eat hot pot, you can add as many chili peppers as you like, entirely according to your own taste. If you want to drink, you can go out whenever you feel like it. No one will stop you. If you're in a good mood today and want to spend 700 yuan in a day, that's fine. Tomorrow, you can live frugally, spending 100 yuan over 7 days. It's all up to you. If you want to travel, you can pack your bag and go whenever you want. If you're tired, you can stay home and enjoy your leisure time. Living alone is free and joyful. Life with 2 people is full of coordination and compromise. Life with 3 people is like a battlefield, full of constant tension and opposition. I feel proud of my single life. Being single is as sweet and delicious as a peach. I am single and proud of it. The greatest benefit of being single is that there are no endless arguments. In this lifestyle, you are the highest authority for yourself. You've left behind the troubles of love and closed the door on many unnecessary worries. As a result, your intelligence and wisdom once again take the high ground in life.
我们接着来说就是大龄未婚的这个事情啊。
Regarding the topic of older, unmarried women, many people have their opinions. I often hear others say that as a woman ages, if she is still unmarried, she is unhappy. And I am precisely that so-called older leftover woman they talk about. I'm 34 years old this year, born in 1990. In some ways, I understand their perspective, but I also think these statements aren't necessarily correct. Many times, I truly don't have the energy to argue with those who think being single is unfortunate. In fact, there are many benefits to being single and unmarried. For example, if you don't marry or have children, you won't encounter conflicts between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, nor will you have disagreements about how to raise children. You won't argue over children's homework, nor will you feel exhausted by household chores. There's no pressure to do laundry or scrub the toilet, and you don't have to wake up early in the morning to send kids to school. Life alone is simple: one pair of chopsticks, one bowl, one cup. Life is casual, and every day you can wake up naturally without having to deal with suspicion or distrust. You don't even have to secretly check your husband's phone at night, worrying if he's hiding something. Most importantly, no one can control your emotions. Every day I can live at my own pace and do what I like. All expenses are limited to myself, and I can eat whenever I want. When taking a bath, I don't need to close the door. No one will disturb me. If I feel like traveling, I can go whenever I want without needing to discuss it with anyone or consider anyone else's schedule. This kind of life has no constraints or ties, and it's entirely under my control. I can read books, exercise, and enjoy good food and entertainment every day without catering to anyone or compromising for others' preferences. Some people think living alone is lonely, but for me it has become a habit, and I actually find it freeing. Moreover, I've noticed that many married couples, even some couples in relationships, don't have much to say to each other at home. Often they're each busy playing with their phones with little interaction. So, marriage isn't a necessity for me. While some people do have happy marriages, not everyone is that fortunate. I think when it comes to marriage, let nature take its course. You can't force it.
北京有80万剩女，我就是其中一个，而且今年31高寿了。
In Beijing, there are 800,000 so-called leftover women, and I am one of them. This year, I'm already 31 years old. Many people may think that, at my age, it's simply unbelievable that I can still find a decent partner. In the eyes of some people, it's practically a miracle that an unmarried woman of my age, like me, still has someone willing to go on a date. Today, I had a date with a match. In the morning, he accompanied me to get my teeth whitened, then we went to get my eyebrows done, and afterward, we had lunch together. After lunch, we even went shopping for a bit. Some people look at us unmarried women in our 30s and think we're especially pitiful, as if we spend every day wallowing in self-pity, feeling lonely, and having nothing. Many men like to use the term leftover women to attack me. I just find it amusing. The so-called greatest achievement for a person, according to these men, is simply getting married. This makes me think these men's lives are truly a failure. In their eyes, women seem to only be after material gains, and their only value is reproduction, while men are constantly thinking about changing partners, as if once they have wealth and status, they can do whatever they want. This distorted view of life is truly sad. After a busy day, by 2 p.m., I was starving, so I found a very affordable Japanese restaurant to eat at. Why do I say it's affordable? Because I didn't spend much, but I ate till I was full. Recently, I've been planning my holiday trip and am thinking about going to Japan or South Korea. I'm really looking forward to this trip. It's also the first time I'm planning to travel with this match, and I feel like he's preparing to confess his feelings soon. Ladies, wait for my good news. Nowadays, I feel really good about myself. I have a stable career, financial independence, a strong inner self, a healthy personality, and a clear worldview. I know clearly how to walk the path ahead and what kind of people I should walk with. Now, I'm much more mature than when I was in my early 20s, clueless and naive. In fact, we leftover women are very happy too.
Are older, leftover women really happy being single? In reality, for women over 30 with an average income, the reason they still feel that being single and not dating is fine often comes down to the fact that their parents are still around and in good health. This gives them a sense of emotional security. You feel like you can still rely on them, like a child, and you can afford to be willful. But this state of being is only temporary. Once you pass 35 or 40, the harsh reality will eventually catch up with you. When your parents are over 60 and their health starts to decline, how will you take care of them? Even for the most basic medical checkups in the hospital, they will need someone to accompany them. And once they are hospitalized, the burden of care becomes even heavier. You thought you could be willful before, but can you still be now? Can you really just ignore everything? Can you still call yourself a responsible adult? When the time comes for you to take care of your parents, what will happen to your job? In middle age, if you frequently take leave to handle household chores and care for your parents, can you still maintain your job? If you run a small convenience store or a snack shop and close it frequently, customers will gradually drift away, and your business will inevitably suffer. Not to mention, when you reach your 50s or 60s and start having health problems yourself, your parents will already be in their 70s or 80s, possibly bedridden. At that point, it will be even harder for you to take care of them. When that time comes, you might not even have the strength to help them turn over in bed or assist them in going to the bathroom. Who can you rely on then to help you? After your parents pass away, the urge to act spoiled or throw a tantrum will have nowhere to go, and you will feel like you've been abandoned by the world. You will have walked through more than half of your life alone, and you will no longer be able to call yourself a single aristocrat. In fact, you are more like a single sinner. At least your parents' generation had someone to care for them in their old age. But what about you? When you are bedridden and sick, no one will take care of you. Going to a nursing home will barely be affordable with your meager savings. Even if you do go to a nursing home, once the other elderly folks there find out that you don't have children, they will bully you. When your time finally comes to leave this world, there may not even be a need to notify any family members. You came into this world surrounded by the love and care of your parents and relatives. But when you die, you will have no one to see you off but yourself. As you near the end of your life, if you look back on your childhood dreams, the ones where you imagined achieving great things and having a happy family, you will so desperately wish it had all been just a dream. How wonderful it would be if you could wake up and find yourself still that carefree child, untouched by the harshness of reality. Do you think older single women are really happy? Feel free to leave your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us, and we will continue to bring you better content. Thank you again for watching, and see you next time.